Three nature-loving best friends who had a passion for living in nature and exploring nature. These three best friends go to Cave City and start exploring an unexpected cave there, unaware of the fact that a deadly danger awaits them inside the cave. When they went inside the cave, there were three best friends, but only two came out. This is the dangerous breakdown of William J. Coughlin incident. So guys, welcome to Wisdom Wave. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel for more interesting videos. On May 28, 1993, William J. Coughlin and his two friends James Jakala and Kevin Feely left for Illinois in a car for Cave City, Kentucky. They were going to Kentucky because the Kentucky city is in the middle of nature, and Kentucky was called Cave City for this reason, because there are many caves here. After an 8-hour drive, all of them reached Kentucky City, but when they reached Kentucky City, they read the brochure of TMH there, in which there was an advertisement of two tours for the public in Buzzard's Roost Cave. The first tour was named Historic Cave Tour, and the second tour was named Wild Cave Tour. In the Historic Cave Tour, tourists easily went to the cave and saw beautiful views and the history of the cave, which was built on rocks, and tourists also enjoyed it to the fullest. But in Wild Cave Tour, tourists were given the experience of cave exploring, because in this tour the paths of the caves were very narrow and crooked, due to which the tourists had to crawl on the path, and the stones of the caves were also very sharp. These three friends were also very keen to go on this tour, but due to some reason they were not able to explore the cave on 28th and May 29th. Then on May 30th, William Coughlin, James Jakala, and Kevin Feely went to Buzzard's Roost Cave, where these three friends met 5 more people, out of which 4 were tourists, but the 5th was David Harding, who used to guide everyone in the cave. All these people paid money to David Harding for the historical tour of Buzzard's Roost Cave. Then David Harding gave all of them a form to sign, in which the terms were written that we believe that exploring the cave is an inherently dangerous activity. We accept all the risks on our own. We will keep the owners, operators, employees of Buzzard's Roost Historic Cave safe from all claims, lawsuits, actions, damages, and fines. And similarly, many other things were written in the form. David Harding does not give separate forms to everyone. Rather, he gets everyone to sign on the same form. But Kevin Feely did not want to do this cave tour, so he decides to stay outside the cave. Now at 4:30 in the afternoon, William Coughlin, James Jakala, and all the other people go on the historic cave tour. All of them easily went to the cave. They feel the stones and rocks, and there were many historical things made on the rocks, which they all see. All these people enjoy a lot there, because this cave experience is new for all these people. After enjoying the historic cave tour a lot, when these people come out of the cave, they enjoy the cave so much that all of them pay David Harding for the Wild Cave Tour as well. This meant that all of them will now go for the Wild Cave Tour as well, and this was the biggest mistake for all of them. When everyone paid David Harding for the Wild Cave Tour, David Harding gave everyone different forms and got them to sign them. When everyone signed the forms, David Harding gave them a 2-handled flashlight and explained to everyone that they would listen to him and navigate among themselves. All these people set out for the Wild Cave Tour on the evening of May 30th. The paths of this cave were so narrow that all these people were crawling. In the front was David Harding, who was guiding them all. Behind David were 4 more tourists, and behind him was James Jakala, and at the end was William Coughlin. The worst thing for William Coughlin was that he was the tallest and strongest person among all these people. 27-year-old William Coughlin was 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 105 kilograms, due to which he was moving forward with difficulty by crawling on these narrow paths, and due to the narrow path, his body was getting scratched and injured by the stones, due to which William Coughlin was shouting in between. But his friend James Jakala keeps motivating William. After crawling for some time, they reach halfway in the cave, from where they find a 30-foot wooden ladder to go down. Harding tells everyone that they have to go down by this ladder now, and they don't have any blank gear, so they all have to climb down the ladder carefully. So everyone climbs down the ladder carefully. This was an easy way. But the second dangerous ladder was waiting for all of them. This second ladder was only 15 to 20 feet, and this ladder was hanging on a rock with a narrow path, due to which it was very difficult to hold the rung of this ladder. And this second ladder goes down through a very narrow and dangerous pit, and below this ladder there is a big hole where the tour ends. And then as soon as these people came down, they had to go up again in the same way. This looked easy, But the most dangerous thing was to go from this first ladder to the second ladder. The team had to cross this V-type path, which was going to be very difficult for William Coughlin to cross, but still somehow William and everyone crossed this path. By this time, the whole team was tired. But still they go down the second ladder and go to the big hall. Then David Harding tells them that officially this tour is over. That's why everyone claps together, but they didn't know that a big danger is waiting for them. It was 7 o'clock in the evening. David Harding gathers everyone and tells them that they are running behind the scheduled time. That's why they have to get out of the cave soon, but the team says no, let's take some rest now. Because everyone is tired and William Coughlin was the most tired. But David Harding had to go out of the cave and make a call. That's why David Harding leaves them all in the hole and goes out of the cave at 7:15. Now 40 to 45 minutes had passed, but David Harding did not come to the cave again. That's why everyone thought that they should get out of the cave themselves. That's why everyone except William climbs the second ladder and goes up. Now it is William Coughlin's turn. William faces a lot of difficulties in climbing the ladder. Firstly, this path was too narrow for William Coughlin's body. And secondly, William Coughlin was very tired. William tries twice to climb the ladder, but he becomes unsuccessful in this. But William's friend James Jakala motivates him from above. Some people standing on the ladder go out of the cave to find David Harding. William Coughlin becomes very frustrated standing on the wooden ladder. And William Coughlin was feeling weak from within. That is why he starts climbing the ladder in anger. But then his hand slips due to a stone and he falls 7 feet down and his head hits a rock. William screams and his head starts bleeding profusely. James Jakala and some other tourists immediately come to William and calm him down. James Jakala tries to stop the bleeding from William's head with a torn cloth. James immediately asks the other tourists accompanying him to go out of the cave and call Harding and a doctor. After a while, some tourists and David Harding come to the cave. James Jakala gets angry at Harding because Harding had come alone to the cave and had not brought any doctor with him. David Harding consoles James that he will take William Coughlin out of the cave, but William was feeling dizzy and was having a lot of headache due to the injury on his head. David Harding suggests to James that they should hold William and take him to the top of the stairs, but James Jakala angrily tells Harding that this is impossible. But David Harding tells James that he has no other option left, so they have to do this. James Jakala agrees with Harding. James Jakala stands up to pull his friend, and David Harding pushes William from below. With great difficulty, both of them were slowly taking William up. Both of them successfully took William to the top of the ladder, but now a big twist was going to come in this rescue. James Jakala and David had to take William out of this V-shaped path, which was going to be very difficult because William had to be put down in the path like this first, and his body had to be turned and taken out on the other side. First, Hardy slowly pushed William down into the pit, and then William himself turned like this to cross the V-shaped path, and his body got stuck in the V-shaped path like this, and his hand got pressed under his stomach. William started feeling pain, so William started screaming very loudly because he was stuck in the path like this. He was not able to move his body, and William was also having a lot of pain in his head and back. Seeing William's condition, the rescue team was immediately contacted. The Cave City rescue team reached the cave around 10:30 p.m., and care was taken to ensure that panic did not spread outside the cave. But still some people gathered outside the cave who were talking about Floyd Collins getting trapped in a cave in a similar way in 1925. At 10:30 at night, the work of taking William out of the cave was started. First, some doctors treated the injury on William's head, and then he was given oxygen through oxygen pipe. At night, the temperature of the city Kentucky started falling, due to which William was now afraid of getting hypothermia. But the worst thing was that due to William Coughlin getting stuck in the way, David Harding got stuck behind him. This meant that William Coughlin would have to be taken out of the cave as soon as possible. First of all, the rescuer gave William something to eat and coffee to drink, and all this was given to David Harding through a small hole. Jakala was still with William and was constantly talking to him, so that William Coughlin did not feel lonely. And then the rescuer started installing a pulley system on the way, so that an attempt was made to take William out, but William was in a lot of pain. And this plan also flopped. It was 1 o'clock in the night. That means by 1 o'clock on Monday morning, William had stopped talking, and he had become completely silent. The rescue team worked hard the whole night, but their efforts were of no use. Because at 5 o'clock in the morning, William Coughlin died. The rescue team worked hard the whole day, and somehow took William Coughlin's body out of the cave at 12:45 in the afternoon on May 31st. When the doctor checked his body, it was found that William had died due to a head injury and excessive bleeding. After William Coughlin's death, his family filed a case against the cave owner. When this case went to court, the owner of the cave showed the same form to the judge, on which all the people and William had signed before going to the cave, in which it was written that all these people are going to the cave at their own risk, and if something happens to them in the cave, then it will not be the fault of the owner, operator, and employees of the cave. Because of this form, William Coughlin's family loses the case. So friends, I hope you will like and share this video by Wisdom Wave, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you in the next great video.